My name's Julie Hirigoyen and I head up the Sustainability Services team here at Jones Lang LaSalle. At Jones Lang LaSalle, we're delighted to have entered into a 3-year partnership with the Carbon Disclosure Project Cities initiative. We've got direct experience firsthand of the great success that CDP has had in encouraging voluntary disclosure on carbon-related risks and opportunities, particularly in the corporate world with their investor index. And that's because we've assisted a number of our clients in evaluating their exposure to carbon-related risks and opportunities and in compiling their responses to CDP, but also we've taken part in the CDP questionnaire as a firm and used it as a framework to report on our own climate change impacts. So for that reason, we're really inspired by the prospect of contributing to a similar process for cities and to help them evaluate and communicate their climate change strategies in a comparable way. We strongly believe that robust and strategic approaches to both climate change mitigation and adaptation will underpin and contribute to individual cities' economic competitiveness, which is also fundamental to our client base, the real estate investor and occupier community. Initial analysis of the 49 city responses that we've had to the 2010 information request from CDP revealed some really interesting challenges and opportunities for cities around climate change. 84% of cities actually claim to have undertaken some form of assessment of their risks associated to climate change, and 60% have a carbon reduction target in place for their direct municipal emissions. 33% of responding cities stated that they reviewed progress against their climate change emissions and strategies on an annual basis. And interestingly, identifying the sources of financing was also seen as particularly critical for most city governments to enable that successful implementation of their climate change action plans. Whilst almost all of them highlight this as an issue, only 22% actually assessed the level of financial investment that they required and identified potential sources of financing for that. In the course of our 3-year partnership with CDP, and obviously as the initiative grows in stature and popularity, then there's a lot more that we're really looking forward to exploring around the link, not least to explore that link between cities' climate change performance and their actual property market characteristics. So examples of that might be what's the link between cities' flood risk exposure and actual insurance premiums for property? Or is there a correlation between the transparency of property markets in particular cities and their climate change disclosure? Or another one would be exploring the link between cities' level of commitment to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions and the age of the actual building stock within those cities. So needless to say, we're really excited about the prospect of this initiative in further improving climate change disclosure at that city level. The real estate industry is really waking up to the critical risks and opportunities associated with climate change, and it's only by actually working with the public sector and in partnership that real progress is going to be made.